Alright, Commanders, we got Gear Dungeon 2, Stage 11 and 12 for y'all enjoyment today. Using Numera, so I throw down Numera, then Lily, then Ardea, just because it seems like that is the combination that works best for Ardea at the bottom. I had to bring in Valderon as the Lord for Ardea, otherwise she couldn't really handle that bottom lane. Got a bit better of a strategy for 12, and then 13 was just tough. So Numera, I am going till she hits about 6 times. She's going to throw that Grithorm spike, and then you're going to ult with her. If she gets hit one more time, she will fall. So just take out that Volca clone nice and easy. And then Ireless providing some good raid regen. I ended up having to skill up my Silas. Now the timing for Silas and everybody kind of happens at the same time, so you got to watch. Basically, when those 2 archers in the top left get to about 25%, I'm popping Naza, and then I'm popping Silas right afterwards. And we can just keep Talon's ult for the next round. And Silas, my Silas is bonded in pretty good gear. A0 though. No, he's A1. He is A1. So you're gonna need a pretty cracked out Silas for that spot. These guys here come, and now it's kind of basically a rush to kill this here archer coming from that right center portal. Reason being because that Volca clone at the top, if that archer isn't dead by time, and honestly you could probably pop Silas's ult there, so I think I pop his ult in the stage 12, but you need this archer to die, because if you ult with Numera and that archer's beside her, she's basically not going to be able to hit this Volca clone. So that's pretty important. And just, yeah, she's a beast. A3, I think probably A0 we probably do it with. 13, you might need her A3. I'm still trying to work out how to get the Volca clone, because she needs to hit them with at least 1 Grithorm spike after her Nature's Wrath has increased, so it's tricky. So we'll figure that out and post a video as soon as I do. If I had Xena, it'd be easy. There's a really good Dracula collab video out there for any of you that are trying to get stage 13 done. If you have Xena and the Dracula collab, you run Dr. Van on the bottom facing right, taking that bottom, and he'll solo that bottom lane. You just might have to run him in some Hell's Lament, and he'll put out that damage, because really Valderon and Yovar here are really doing nothing. So Ardea doing a really good job down there. And this is where, again, we're popping Naza, Silas. I popped Silas way late here, way late, so we're going to be lucky to get this clone done. But you'll see Talon on the left doing some really nice pushbacks, which she needs. Although her ult, she blocks 6, but if you don't have some crazy DPS up there, then if even one soldier passes, then one of the crimson tile is going to be cast upon the ground that demon soldier dies in, and there's no healing for that. It just stacks up too much, and nothing you can do about it. So and again, the Volca clone's coming from the top, and that's the Numera range. So there's some issue with all these minions kind of walking at the same time, but for some reason Numera will only target the Volca clone, which is crazy, because normally she would be... Okay, so clone's done, and then we're popping, as soon as those archers spawn up again, we are popping the alts. Hopefully this is where we just left off. Now, I like to pop Silas's alt here, just kind of like good practice, honestly, to get as many alts with him as possible, because he's going to take out that top lane, and if the chances are that the alts for Naza and Talon aren't ready yet, then at least Silas is going to get rid of that extra block, because there's 8 there. They split up, turn into 8, and Talon has 6 blocks, so Silas doing his job, and Ardea at the bottom running real close. It seems to take her a couple seconds to actually proc her alt, which is kind of an issue, but once she does, it's pretty much game over for these guys. So she's doing a good job at the bottom, and as you see, Talon's alt and everything, Naza's alt, they all came back, so really was no danger. But for stage 12, it might be good practice to start running Silas alting with him whenever there's the double magic Volca clone, or physical resistant Volca clone. And we'll show the gear here. So Ardea is a champ, but she needs Valderon to do that damage, so not ideal for stage 12, but she works for stage 11. And we'll go into the gear. We didn't really use Yovar. Nice SBA. SBA is mandatory for Numera, just in case she's not attacking before she ults. And Silas, honestly, you could probably run him in, I don't know, actually, he seems to work best in Infernal Roar. I've tried Soulbound Arcana and everything on him, and he just seems to scale better with Infernal Roar. Crazy it may be. Maybe it's just because the tier of Infernal Roar I have him in is, everybody else is all in the best Soulbound, so maybe there's a little bit of a gear difference there, enough to make up for that 10% anyway. Yeah, Lily, a little bit of rage regen, a little bit of attack speed, pretty good healer build, a decent healer build for sure. And yeah, that's it for that. We'll get into 12. Alright, so 12, I actually used Ardea as well. Now the timing for 12 is a little bit different, because I placed Numera, same position, then Lily, then Naza, okay, Diao, giving everybody as much inspiration as possible. And the reason for this placement is just because it seems that Ardea's alt lines up like that. Had I known that Dr. Van could handle the bottom so well, I would never have used Ardea. So I think my preferred hero would be, and he might have to be A1, I'm not sure. Mine's A1, and he just literally clears the bottom here. So now, again, we're going to want the one Grithorm Spike, and then the alt. You want to get that extra poison stack and all that stuff, and that little bit more damage, especially for 13. In fact, in 13 you need to do the Grithorm Spike and then a basic attack, and then the alt. And the stuns are like just enough for Lily to heal. It's crazy. So you'll see Ardea at the bottom just barely pulling it through, and she needs that alt there. If she's not in alt, those guys won't even they'll just get by her. It'll be GG. So some really strange things happen with Ardea. It's not really ideal. So if you guys have Dr. Van, you run him right to the right of Wireless, facing right, and you just alt as soon as those minions are in range, like as soon as they're in range. If you wait, he'll kill the middle, and the front guy will have a little bit of HP left, and he'll make it to the portal and mess your run rate up. So Silas still managing to take out the Volca clones. Again, I believe I might even alt with him here, because these skeletons are quite a bit stronger. Oh, no, not this time. Interesting. So you can always alt with him there. Might have to have a little bit of rage regen, but his alt is just ready in time for the next clone to come out. So if you're having some issues with Numera and that little archer, you could always use, yeah, you'll see like Numera just barely takes care of these guys, and 13 they're quite a bit stronger, so yikes. 13's a tough one. It's a tough one. But Talon and Nazon and 13, the thing is you almost need one hero to handle the left side, because you need to use Numera and another hero, a physical hero, and then you need to use like a Hatset or a Lady Mina to handle those 4 up in the middle there. So that's the biggest issue I'm having with 13 right now, is figuring out what hero to run on the left side so they can solo that, because you really only want 4 heroes down there. So Ardea's alt lining up nicely again. Again, Nazon, then Silas. Silas takes like a couple seconds to really get his alt going, so pop him a little bit early, and when he's all skilled up, he'll have enough alt time and he'll take out these clones. Not a big deal. So you'll see how close it is. Like Nazon just executes those couple before they sneak past Talon, and they get it done. So if Talon wasn't there, you could see maybe Nazon A3 might be mandatory. She might be, or he might be able to do it A3. No. But we're not talking 13, we're talking 12. At least 12 gets you that bit closer to getting that 13, getting that polished soulstone, right? That's what it's all about. It's all about getting that polished soulstone. In my opinion, the most valuable asset in this game. Not only for awakening your most powerful lords for content, but also for the BP that you get in GBG and all that good stuff. So again, Talon and her pushbacks are really clutch for that left side. Maybe an awakened Talon with like a fully maxed out artifact might be able to do it if she gets good RNG, if she's like stomping all the time. And oh yeah, this was the dirty end. I totally forgot to alt with Numera for that first Volca clone, so it's just a super dirty win. And this clone's gonna blow up, basically take out everybody except those who you need on the map still. There goes Lily. Yovar, just a Hail Mary, and Yovar takes out that one, and then he'll alt and he'll take out another, and you'll see that Ardea just takes a while to alt. So save the day with Yovar there. Dirty little win. My apologies for that, but I think you've seen enough to be able to take out that other Volca clone that comes from the top. We'll go through the gear again. I don't believe I changed anything as far as gear sets go. Yeah, again, having to use Valderon. Unideal, but that's okay. I even tried using Valderon instead of Talon, just to try to kill a couple of those swarms, and I don't know, it might work. Yeah, well, So same gear. Sold down Arcana. Hell's Lament. Yeah, I just kept Silas in bunch of crit damage there. Fast attack speed on Ireless. Dial's A3. That's about it. That's about all. When I get 13 done, I will make a video of that. As always, you stayed till the end. I appreciate your time. Hope it helps.